What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you all. I hope you're having a great week.
Hump day.
I think I'm doing fine. It's hump day.
You've been busy this week.
I have. Are we talking about the week I'm in or the week next week when people are going to be listening to
When
this?
people are going to be listening to this, you would have been in your home for enough time for
2
you have
weeks.
been so busy.
Yeah.
Crazy, buying hoses, doing all kinds of crazy
Speaking of homeowning, we have, this was a selfish episode, but also I feel like this, all you dear listeners are going to love this. Michael Moloney,
things. Yeah.
world-renowned
World-renowned.
interior designer, gives us all the tips and tricks about designing your home. Whether you are a new homeowner like myself, whether you have a nice apartment, or whether you've been living in the same spot forever, there's things we can do to
Things you
make,
can do. Especially
make
during
our
this
lives
time.
better.
Make
Stuck
your
in
life
our
easier.
homes every day.
He's the best.
So yeah, we talk about home design. I'm really turning a corner in life. Adulthood is really
Adulthood.
I'm buying
But
rakes
also it's so
and,
good for
and,
you.
and leaf blowers. My favorite thing to do every morning is to wake up, water my new trees.
Oh, look at you.
Cup of coffee. I'm waking up at like 6 a.m. Just watering trees. Favorite thing to do right now.
Your first night sleeping in your house, was it creepy or was it fun? Did you get nervous? Was it like overwhelming? Like,
Well, I didn't really have any stuff. The next day, stuff started showing up. I had like a mattress on the floor. I didn't sleep very well. I think a lot of anxiety, like a lot of excitement and anxiety. Yeah.
since then you've gotten into it.
My mom called me. She's like, "So did you have like a holy shit, what did I do moment?" And I'm like, "Well, I do now."
Thanks a lot, Mom.
I guess, when my parents
You're
bought
the
their first home, they were like, "What did we do?" And then, I found out what they spent on their first home. Or, it's like times have changed.
Times have
Also,
changed.
LA changes, but that's it's been fun, and it's an anxious process, but it's been a lot of fun. But anyway, Michael helps us talk about our interior design needs in ways we can improve it, and we just have fun talking about fashion interior design. And
how
I
it's
tell
good
you
for your
what,
mental health.
didn't
too.
think I would enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah, you had all the questions.
Mental health, interior design. Who knew?
They can go together.
If you don't want to get a therapist right now, just get an interior designer.
Yeah.
And they can help with your mental
Just
health.
declutter something.
Yeah.
Buy something that makes you smile.
So enjoy this episode. I think just
That's
enjoy this
pretty much
episode. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes if you want to. Tell your friends about the Viall Files. I mean,
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. I can't say enough how much I appreciate people do sharing our podcast and the social media.
And they do the most fun things while they're listening to our podcasts.
It's always fun to see. I try to share you guys on my social when you do that, so please continue to do that. It means a lot. Thank you so much for listening, and enjoy Michael Moloney. Michael, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I'm very excited about this conversation. I've learned that I'm using my podcast for a couple different reasons, but selfishly. It's just like a cheap way to bring in an expert to give me free advice.
Free?
We're paying him. So.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Shit. Anywho, Michael, I really appreciate you coming. I know that my audience is going to love hearing your opinion about all things designing your home and whatnot, all the mistakes we make, all the things we could do to improve, all the misconceptions out there.
How it can affect the way you feel, like your mental health and stuff.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
Especially right now. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming.
I'm stoked. Thank you.
He's stoked.
So that I'm sure so many of the people listening already know who you are, but for those who are just locked away and
poor souls.
just don't know, give us a little bit about your background. You've been doing this for some time now.
Too long to.
It says here.
Just a
it says
minute.
here by Chrissy's notes. You're worldwide, world renowned.
Yeah.
Well, back in the days of Extreme Makeover Home Edition, we were in something like 150 countries.
I think it probably still are. That show is on repeat all the time somewhere.
I get clicks from Brazil and Italy.
Yeah.
And
how would you get started?
Originally, I was in the fashion industry, and I was just into buying stuff. Like doing my own
as very relatable, as one does.
Well, I mean, it started when I was a kid. Like I would close my door and redo the whole room, and I was just into it. And anyway, fast forward, kind of in the beginning of the shabby chic craze, I opened my own store, and it just took off like crazy. And then that was in 1993. Okay. And then a couple years later, I got the building next door and opened another store. Those were in Redondo Beach. And then I got a really sweet spot downtown Manhattan Beach and opened a third store that was pretty high end. And then I started doing a lot of like guest appearances on like the news and different design shows, just like, oh, here's an expert and does this stuff. And I would also travel. I went all over the country to buy like architectural artifacts.
And artichokes.
And artichokes. I like to design with artichokes, but they do look lovely on the counter.
They do look nice in a bowl, yes.
So do pineapples.
Yeah.
Anyway, great texture. Things just sort of took off. And then back in the day, there was the Style Network. And these two clients of mine started for under E! Television. They started the Style Network, and they were in my store. I was doing one of the women's houses, and she's like, "You're so great and fun and ridiculous. You should be on television." I was like, "Bitch, you run a network." Next thing you know, I was a guest on one of their shows and another show, and then I did Clean House with Niecy Nash, the first season of that, which was super fun. And then this is kind of funny. My agent said, "Hey, ABC's doing this show, and they're interested in having you be the interior designer, but you already have a job, so I don't think you should bother." And I was like,
"What?"
I think, "Yeah, I'm gonna bother."
Yeah.
And anyway, long story short,
like they pitched it as almost like a garage show, look local, like a Wayne's World, like local production. It's ABC. I don't know. Maybe it might be big.
It was like the first network, primetime design show, and I got the job and started like a week later, and so we shot that show for 9 years.
9 years.
Over 225 episodes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chrissy was there for how long?
I was there for a season and a half.
God, it seemed like
longer.
Indelible.
I know. She doesn't go away.
But yeah, and then I kept working on ABC. I did the Great Christmas Light Fight and some other stuff. And right now I'm just really kind of chilling, quarantining, and just working on local projects.
And you're doing all the St. Jude's dream homes, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah, so I volunteer for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. The hospital itself is in Memphis. It costs $2 million a day to run the hospital, and it's all based on donations. And their biggest fundraiser of the year is something called the Dream Home Program. So it's different builders in different states who build a tricked out, beautiful home, and then the community buys a ticket for $100, and you can win the house. And the houses raise between $1 and $2 million per house. It's their largest fundraiser of the year. So they asked me to one time, "Hey, could you help us like add some spice?" So I did the master bedroom. It became Michael's Mystery Suite. So cheesy. Yeah. But it helps draw people who have seen the house in years past to something new. So then it kind of, would you mind doing one in Oklahoma, and Pigeon Forge or something? So it just kind of built. And then now I am actually the design ambassador for St. Jude Children's Hospital.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
And look at me now.
I mean,
now you've really made it. Now you're on this podcast.
Now you're on this podcast.
Look, Mom.
So because I am a first-time homeowner and I've been balls deep in decorating.
And how awesome
balls
is that?
Deep.
Doesn't it feel amazing?
It's fun. Yeah. I'm working with my therapist on enjoying things. I have a hard time doing that. I moved in for the first day. And for like 30 seconds, I kind of got a little emotional and proud of myself. And then it was like, well, I got to keep working harder, kind of like I really didn't stop to enjoy it. So I'm really working on that, but it is fun.
How long have you been in the house?
Like 2 weeks.
9 days.
9 days.
Wow.
9 days.
Oh, this is fresh.
It's fresh.
It's so fresh.
So I've I also saved up for some decorating. I've splurged on that.
Good.
I'm really really want to invest time and money and making it look great. I don't want to.
But you don't want to rush it.
Well, I'm not a patient man, Michael. Is that a mistake a lot of people make?
It really is. They see an empty room and it's like, gotta fill it. It's actually funny. Chrissy and I have a good friend who just moved recently. Now, he's incredibly talented. He's got a great eye. And he did that place in like 2 weeks. And it looks magazine cover ready. And that's the rarity. Because people run out and they think they need to fill that room and it doesn't tell a story. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily you. It feels like you went to Home Goods and Rest, which we love, by the way. But, you know, you get to all the big box stores and you're not like sifting through. You got to go to some flea markets and find some found objects and not just the obvious stuff that goes in a room. Yeah. It's layers. It's layers. It's like a cooking. It's a recipe.
You know, I love it when people understand me and my needs before I even speak. You know?
Good thing.
I often feel misunderstood in life. I do. I'm sure people feel that way. But when you feel understood, there's something really glorious about it. And Stitch Fix makes me feel understood when it comes to fashion.
Well, because you can't just walk into a store and people just don't understand what you want.
No. They understand what I love, what I hate, my no-go zones for fashion.
Yeah, don't give me no animal print.
Fashion changes, true style does not. So even your timeless look can use a pick-me-up every once in a while. Get help from someone who gets what you're going for without even leaving your home with Stitch Fix, style expert. In the world of clothing shopping, there is no constant sizes. Why should we have to try to guess if a medium is really a medium or constantly have to return clothes purchased online to find something that fits us perfectly? God, don't I know it? Am I a medium? Am I large? I don't know. It just depends. Wow. Stitch Fix knows.
You might want to talk to your therapist about that.
Stitch Fix is a personal styling company that brings you the world of fashion and style. It's a completely different and fun way to find clothes that you will love. That's all about you. Every time, Chrissy, by the way, you are looking fabulous.
I love my Stitch Fix. I didn't return one item. I got all these items. You fill out your little questionnaire. You tell them what you like. And all of a sudden, what you like shows up in the mail because they get you.
That's right. Get started today at stitchfix.com/VIALL. And you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/VIALL for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. Stitchfix.com/VIALL. In my new home, we talked about being a minimalist. And I'll tell you what, the Brush is a wonderful toothbrush that has a very minimalist look. Mine's black, sleek, has this little like charging stand. I love it. I brush my teeth.
You BRUU
multiple times a day. I mean, unboxing it. Wow, what a dream. Who would have thought I would have so much fun unboxing a toothbrush? Mine's black. It's sleek. It's
kind of a sexy toothbrush.
It's a very sexy toothbrush.
Right? What if somebody comes into your house at night and they're like, "Look at you and your sexy toothbrush."
It just it looks good.
Pink.
Mine's black. And it looks great. Honestly, it really brings my new giant bathroom together. My giant bathroom that has a giant mirror and a TV in it that I will never use.
And your sexy toothbrush.
Brush cleans your teeth at 31,000 movements a minute. Sounds like a lot to me. Manual toothbrushes top out at about 300. Well, so there's the difference right there. Many electric toothbrushes are barely a step up from manual. So do a good job, but some do a good job, but cost $200 and up. Brush delivers premier sonic wave technology without the markups big electric toothbrushes tack on.
And it has a bunch of different settings. It has one for whitening. It has one for your gums.
It has like timing. It's great.
It's so cool.
Try it risk-free for 90 days and get a 2-year warranty. That's Brush, BRUUSH.com, promo code VIALL to get 15% off your Brush when you use promo code VIALL at Brush.com. So, I definitely made them... I don't want to say I made a mistake, but I am not a patient man. I bought this house and I'm like, during the whole closing process, it was like 5 or 6 weeks and I'm just like, well, now I'm going to start looking and... I got a lot of opinions, and I really, it was well thought out. So I definitely splurged and got some of the basics, like you saw the couch.
Sure.
But that chair I showed you, it's a green accent chair. I was in Savannah, Georgia, and I walked into this boutique-y furniture store and sat on this couch, and it was the softest leather. And I'm like, and I talked to the owner, and so like, yeah, telling a story, like it's this, I found this kind of really neat chair that's going to be kind of my chair opposite the couch. So I think I'm putting in the effort to sparse it up. And I got a lot of the main furniture, but now like I'm going to take time to kind of, like you say, fill it out, layer it, and things like that.
Good.
But yeah, I definitely, the mistake of like just getting a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I think
you're not the only one that makes that. Everybody does. You know, you think you got to do it. And I just tell people too, who maybe they haven't saved up, but spend the money on one good piece at a time. You know, I'd rather see someone get a killer sofa or, you know, whatever it is, than get a sofa and a coffee table and nightstands just because they have empty space.
Yeah. How do you, you mentioned like flea markets, or what are some tips and tricks, you know, people, you know, we're all on a budget, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Inexpensive ways to try to make it look your own. And I'm guessing you're going to say like, well, you know, like don't go to like nothing against any like Ashley's Furniture and just buy everything at once, because then it's going to have that kind of generic feel, right?
1,000%.
I'll just take everything in the showroom.
Yes. You want window 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Going to the flea markets, especially right now, because people are actually having to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Because they need to just to get money in their pockets and feed their families. So flea markets are hot right now. And the beauty of going to a flea market is you have no idea what you're going to see, and you're going to be attracted to something and you don't know why. And when you are, that's something you should get. You know, I mean, not always, but you know what I mean? If you're in the process, when you're designing a home or any space, I feel like you need to have an end goal. What do you want it to look like? What's your end game? So you find a piece and you're thinking, oh, where would this go? You know, when you buy it at a flea market, it's yours. You can't take it back 30 days later. But that's where I find the layering comes in, and just adding things that are not store-bought.
That makes sense. I'm going for, as I showed you, it's a very modern home.
Yeah. It looks super cool.
So I'm going for this art gallery vibe. Simplistic, not too much stuff. For the first time, I invested in some real art that wasn't my Bob Ross paintings.
Although you do those Bob Ross paintings very well.
Fine, but it will not be showcased inside the home.
Maybe
but you know,
in the
I
garage.
invested in some real art from real artists,
Right.
and I gotta say, like, it's my favorite part of the place. Like, I love looking at it, and when people come over and it like catches their eye,
Right.
It definitely brings an energy to the home that makes me feel good.
Yeah, and that home that you chose has a great sort of gallery vibe as far as those big wide open walls and the big windows. So, I mean, you got to be careful though, because you're going to fill all those walls up too fast.
I've splurged a little bit, and I still have walls to fill. So I'm not like, and that's where I'm going to slowly take my time now. I got walls I need to fill in the bedroom. I got in the dining area, I got a wall that's empty. So
It's finding that right piece.
it's fine. But you're right though. Like, and I will say, I kind of took I found the art because I used to live in Venice, and there was this art gallery on Abbot Kinney, and I popped in and started talking to the artist, and I just kept being drawn to these pieces. And I would watch other people come in and see which ones they pay attention to, and if it was my favorites, you know. And so I came in like 3 or 4 more times and just kept looking at it, and was thinking about buying it. And then I did, and it felt good about like the process of being drawn to it and coming back and kind of, and again, then I would like hang out there and like watch people come in and see which pieces they checked out.
Voyeuristically.
Yeah, I was like, you know,
stalk your
my
favorite piece. Don't buy that.
Yeah.
It's like seriously, it's like I'm not watching somebody make out. I'm just watching somebody watch art.
But it was fun. But like, it was fun to like have to do that. But so many people talk about is it feng shui?
Feng shui.
Feng shui.
Do you subscribe in that kind of methodology, or just the state of mind in terms of like, obviously with COVID, people being stuck at home, how it's designed can really affect your mood and energy. Yeah,
it's kind of a game changer.
Really?
Yeah, because we've all been sitting at home staring at what we know we don't like. You know, and here's the thing, your average family, they work, they're gone, 12 hours a day. those 12 hours now they're in their house and they're looking at like piece of shit console that was their mother's and like, the hell am I doing? I can't. I'm busier than I want to be right now, and everybody is in all forms of the industry. And a lot of stuff that's not coming in, like from China, for instance, we're not getting the things from overseas that we would normally be able to get. Actually, ironically, I was in Target yesterday. The home, like just accessories and towels, it's been gone. It's been empty for weeks. They're not getting anything in. But anyway, everyone's trying to get out there right now and do what you're doing. Fix it up, change it. Painting is huge. I've got clients that want new countertops, flooring. I have one client, you want just her master bath. We're going to redo the master bath, $25,000 budget. And she said, I want to save these blue tile floors because I just put them in 8 years ago. I was like, you're crazy. I go, you realize as soon as we're done, you're going to hate these floors.
Yeah.
So the bathroom's gorgeous. Pull the paper back. She's like, oh my God. So she just pulled the trigger on the floors and she goes, I want to do the whole house now.
Yeah.
People just, they're home and they're going to be home
stuck in
more.
it.
People are going to be home more. This isn't going away.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, Chrissy.
I'm so stuck
So
in my
what are some of the biggest mistakes other than hanging on to sentimental things?
Well, it's okay, but it works.
If it works.
Yeah.
But-
Again, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's just like, what are the biggest energy sapping mistakes that people make when it comes to decorating their homes?
I think when people make a mistake, they pay money for something and they don't like it. You took the time to let the painting marinate, People rush out and they buy things and they're stuck with it. And then they keep making those mistakes. And then there's no cohesiveness. Nothing goes together. So I encourage people who don't have the gene to buy where they can return things so they can take it home and try it. Yeah. Like in my stores, that was just a thing. Oh, we called it memo. Just, we'll take it, see how you like it. If we could get it out the door, 90% of the time it would stick.
It doesn't come back. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's customer service. But if you can buy things and know that you can take them back, it's more fearless shopping, You don't have that pressure that I'm going to make a big mistake. And then again, people who just rush in and fill a house up full of stuff because it's empty. And then I'm not talking about you.
No, yeah.
Look, a little
just maybe a little bit
he looks
about
a little
you.
squeamish
I'm
over
yeah.
there.
He's like, now he's going to be overthinking all
No,
the
I
stuff
still-
he got.
He just showed me the pictures. It looks great.
I have a lot of space still left. I'm not.
But
it still has an empty
It's
feel.
very clear that you're thinking about it, and everything's
There's a purpose.
and a decision's being made.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I've seen people who literally will go and buy the living room set. The Herculon.
I've done this. Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah.
I made that mistake 10 years ago.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel curated. It doesn't feel like there's any love behind it.
With the matching pillow that comes with it, with
Yeah.
the vase that comes with it.
Yeah, it doesn't tell a
Don't do
story
it.
except for, you got a good deal.
Yeah.
Well, even at some high-end furniture stuff, like you can buy like the bedroom sets specifically.
Yes.
The matching nightstands with the dressers that go with the bed, and
Right.
it all seems I guess I'm supposed to get it. It all goes together,
100%.
and then I almost even made that mistake this time. Thankfully, I have friends who've been like, "Don't be that person.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
do that."
you know what I mean. It's safe for those who don't have the gift, but also going to a place to work with someone where they have designers on staff, and just tell them, okay, I'm going to spend whatever, a couple grand on this bedroom set, but I don't want it all matchy.
Yeah.
Work with that designer and that's what they're there for. They make commissions, so they're going to try to sell you something. So milk them for information.
So
yeah.
back to the
Feng
Feng
shui.
F.
Feng.
Feng. Oh, it's not a V. Feng.
Yeah.
Feng
Feng
with an
shui.
F. as
It's
in
not
like-
Nick Vi.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Feng.
it is.
It is. File.
Wow. Yeah, is that something specific that you pay attention to? Because that's like like almost like a religion.
Yeah, it's a little culty for me.
Okay. So hard
It is.
pass from
Hard
us.
pass.
Yeah, I think that for certain people it works and it's got its values. There's almost a little religion, spiritual, going on in there. I don't dislike it. I just design for it. When I design a space, I design it for the person that's going to live there, and not me. You're not going to get a Michael Moloney. Like it's going to look like, certain designers have a look, and that's all you get.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh, so designed this house.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
not me. I go hang out with my clients. I see how they live, where they live. Usually I'll take over a bottle of wine and come over to happy hour and see when they tour the house, do they go, okay, this is the kitchen and that's the dining room, and keep walking. Like, you know what I mean? They never use the dining room. Do you hang out at the island?
Sure.
You just see how they live in their house and then where their priorities are. And I like to do high impact, like, bathrooms have to be over the top and kitchens need to be bam, But I also like negative space.
What do you mean?
Of not filling everything up because they're safe. Remember we were talking about bookcases earlier?
Yeah.
It's just a place to hold a bunch of stuff.
So when it comes to, so I have this bedroom. I have the bed, I have the nightstands, and other than that, it looks really empty.
Is there a dresser?
No, because I didn't show you my master closet. It's
You don't need a dresser.
When do I get to see the?
I can show you a picture. And in my master closet is I have a lot. I have enough of clothes.
Yeah.
It's only like 60% full.
That's amazing.
So I don't need a dresser.
So more art.
More art. So don't necessarily get the shelves.
Maybe do shelf.
You're like an accent wall. I saw something that you did, Michael, that I'm like obsessed with. It was like the flooring from the floor went onto the wall.
Yeah, I did a hardwood floor and I ran it straight up the headboard wall. And then actually we furred the wall out about 6 inches so the headboard fit flush into the wall. And it was a tufted headboard. So it's just super clean. And then we
it was
had
just super cool
just
to look
big
that way.
pendant lights on either. Those were actually outdoor lights.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, that we
It was
hung
super cool.
on the wood.
Huh.
That's interesting, like outdoor lighting.
Well, what
bringing
you could do to really add some wow to that is hang 2 killer globes or something on either side of the nightstands. Ooh. Coming from the ceiling or from the wall without having... The problem is with nightstands and lamps, the lamp takes up 90% of the real estate.
I was going to ask you about a lamp.
Yeah.
They're big nightstands, but like I feel like
I would go with...
Do I get a lamp because it has space?
You've got nice high ceilings. I think it's super sexy when it's hanging or mounted on the wall. Hanging more so. You're going to have to get into some electrical and pop some drywall. But you know what? The vibe that it's going to get, and you put those on a dimmer. Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
Yeah. Well, and I have those. I have the Lutron lights that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Do you have
what?
do you have electric shades?
Not yet. I have to invest in shades.
I got a cheap guy for that.
Really?
I'll talk to you later. I'll
Let's
give you my card.
And if that guy is listening, you do excellent work, and we are not thinking you're cheap. But we appreciate your pricing.
But give us free blinds.
Yeah,
We'll talk about you more.
A little sales trick on the sales are very affordable, not cheap. Two different words.
Affordable, yes.
Affordable and quality.
Yeah,
Quality.
it's just a deal. Cheap. You don't say cheap.
Value?
Value, affordable,
Excellent value.
excellent value. Excellent value. You were stuck at home. We want our place to smell fresh. We want it to be clean. There are so many toxic air fresheners out there, Febreze,
Yes.
Jade plugins, candles. You're breathing this into your body. It's absorbed by your skin. Stop doing that. Use essential oils to scent your indoor air. They have medicinal benefits. They help with your headaches.
Yes.
They help with your sleep.
Yes.
They make you feel vibrant and awake.
Yes.
Natural Habits, NHOils.com has the highest quality essential oil blends you can find on the market, USDA organic certified. We make it simple. We make it safe. We make it the essential oil process wonderful. We're not a multi-level marketing company because that's a bunch of crap. So check us out, NHOils.com, code Chrissy, KRISSY, for 30% off free shipping. Diffusers, essential oils, roll-ons for driving the car. Check us out. Free shipping. NHOils.com. Code Chrissy for 30% off. You won't regret it. You'll love it. You'll be safe and wonderful scented indoor air.
Chrissy, do you have electric blinds?
Fuck no.
Can you do the
I have my blinds. You're gonna die. I have my blind. They're the apartment ones that you move with the stick back and forth.
No, not the
slatted ones.
Oh, bless your
And
heart.
so, just to keep it out of the way,
I have a question. Blinds
rubber
versus
banded.
curtains. What's the difference? I mean, I know the difference, but
Right.
why would you have one over the other? Do you ever have both?
Yes.
You do.
Sure. Your house is super contemporary.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't deal with curtains.
Yeah.
You do the blinds, you put them in a valance. For people who don't know, the valance is the thing that covers the source of the. You can't see on the radio, okay? But covers the source of the blind that comes down. So it just blends right into the wall, screws right in, and push a button, come right down. You can stop them where you want to. You can program them for sunlight. Now, drapery adds texture and layers to a room. You know, not so much in a contemporary house, but something that's a little bit more homey or has a. I like to do a valance over a window, or you know, if it's more dramatic, if it's a formal living room, like a nice tie-back drapery, it works in the right setting.
How do wives convince their husbands to invest in blinds and curtains? I feel like
trick.
I've realized that these are like expensive things. You're
They're
like, oh yeah,
super expensive.
I'll get blinds. They're like great, and then you're like,
Yeah,
it'll
it's
be
super expensive.
how much? And as a guy, I feel like I'm not in so much more, but resistant to like, no, I want a pool and a bigger TV. And
My trick is always just to get the husband some ugly recliner chair, and then he's happy.
Oh, really?
You know,
Don't do that, Nick.
No, I don't. I'm just teasing. But actually, the blinds I'm speaking about are extremely affordable.
yes,
Shake.
but in general, they can be.
It's pricey.
They're just also. I think it's one of those things. They're just more expensive than people. Some people, us men, some of us men, will be like, "Well, I gotta pay what?"
Well, you know what? Custom drapery will cost you probably more.
Okay.
Because you got to buy the fabric, you got to back it or line it, you've got to, have them made and installed, and the electric blinds these days, and you can do them from like a moderate price point and go up the ladder and spend all kinds of money where they're actually dialed into where the sun's at, but it's not. It's kind of half and half.
Why are some rugs so damn expensive? And what is your view on rugs? Because in my bathroom, I got a nice little inexpensive rug from Home Goods. Worked great. And in my living room, I got this idea. I'm curious what your thoughts are. I basically went to a carpet store, got it custom made. They turned it into a rug,
right?
And it looks amazing.
They bind it.
They bind it.
Yes.
And for the size of the rug I needed, I got it custom sized. It was a perfectly reasonable price.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I would have found the same thing as a rug, that would have been like, that's $20,000.
So that's a handmade rug, a $20,000 rug. And I mean, listen, I love Home Goods. I mean, I go there all the time. But that rug you bought for the bathroom for $69 is disposable.
Yeah. Well, that's why I feel good about rugs, because it's like, I'm not going to not spill shit on this.
Right.
So I don't.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah. I use like for different applications, but like sisal or seagrass. And literally they're good.
What?
Yeah.
Sisal, like a naturally woven rug.
Oh, okay.
It looks like hemp.
Oh, okay.
Don't smoke it.
Yeah, like a jute.
Yeah,
Got it.
exactly. But no, and again, those are pretty much disposable because you spill on them. But has a lot of texture. They look super cool. Or I like to buy a big, fat, fluffy shag, cheap ones. And Wayfair, I mean, God love them.
yeah.
But be careful, people, with the Home Goods in the Wayfair. I love them. I use them all the time. But if that's all you're using, then it's going to look like that.
Home Goods.
Yeah.
Which, great to go. But,
Yeah.
So yeah, you as you say, fill out the stuff with the very affordable piece.
It's
And
kind of
they
like,
have some great deals there.
It's kind of like dressing, You wear your Gap khakis with a Gucci shirt, and it looks great. It's like it doesn't all have to be, the top of the line. But rugs, going back to that, I mean, you could spend $100,000 on a rug.
That's what I'm saying.
No problem.
And that's because they're like handmade.
They're handmade, and they're and then the vintage ones, I mean, go up to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What do you mean a vintage rug? Like it was made in like
Sorry.
a king owned it or something? I don't even understand what do you?
I'm sorry.
Like
the
a
guy
car?
behind you just freaked me out.
Yeah, there's the
There's
window
a window
cleaner
washer
going
behind
by.
you.
Oh,
I'm just like, it's the second
I was
time
like, are you
today.
so
It's
offended
fucked
about
me
my
up.
question about rugs?
No, I was just like, what is this guy
What
doing?
if you lived here? Because this was an apartment,
I was here by myself this morning. It freaked me out.
and,
Anyway,
and
I
you were
digress.
in a
Just
compromised.
get all naked.
Yeah,
I just give him a wink.
yeah. Just
shit
give a
looks
show.
good, doesn't it, man?
How's your morning?
So it seems like we've gotten off track.
You might as well just embrace the
A
awkward.
wink at a rug.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do when you're like at a stoplight and you're dancing and singing, you're not paying attention, you look over and someone's looking at you? Do you
I do it more.
do you apologize
I
for your
think you-
actions, or
No.
you just kind
No.
of be like, yeah,
I
what's up?
snap and do it more.
Yeah. I like it when they appreciate it.
Yeah, I have a microphone in my car for that.
Wow. Distracted driving.
Outdoor
I digress.
space.
Very important.
Very. So I have this outdoor area. I don't know if this is feng shui, but I just installed a projector to go across the pool.
Feng shui, not vung.
So not important to me. I
you
can't
Google
say it.
that for us?
Feng.
It's feng.
No, I want you to read to him what feng shui is because it has nothing to do with hanging a projector over your pool.
I don't know. I always.
It's about space and where things are facing northeast, southwest,
so-
and having cool elements and warm elements and
My bed is facing north. Probably not good.
that's great.
Is it?
I don't know. It's not my jam.
It's always gonna face north.
Outdoor space though, super important. Super important to make it feel as much as you can with the space that you have that you're not outside in the sense of being of comfort.
I'm trying to do that, and I'm taking my time on this. I purchased the sectional, waiting on that, but I have the lounge chairs for the pool, but I need a kind of a picnic dining table look. But it has concrete floors outside, and I'm trying to figure out how do I make it homey on the walls and on the floor. Do I just get outdoor rugs? I don't know what to do with it.
I mean, not multiple rugs because it's
No.
going to start looking like you're having some sort of bazaar. But I like the outdoor AstroTurf a lot.
You do?
Yeah. If it's clean and it like, you can just create a space and define a space with it. So, but you don't want to do the whole space. If you got concrete, maybe take that and lay that under your, you're going to do some sort of dining table setup.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big area. So I have like
Home Depot.
4 quadrants,
Is it sectioned off?
Well, I mean, there's, on the concrete floors, it has the 4, like, and each section is 11 feet by 11 feet. It's a
Could
big,
you do 2 of those, like a checkerboard in the
yeah.
in the grass?
Yeah. I
That could be cool.
Yeah. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. But like, what are from outdoor space for not just focusing on my place? What are some things that like inexpensive ways to really decorate the outdoor living area? How important is it to like have a place that's in your yard if you are limited in space? All the things that people could try to
Especially
improve.
now.
And
Yeah.
especially now, again, being stuck at
You
home.
know,
How do you maximize your space?
As the same as inside or outside, it's how much time, something to think about is and considers how much time will you spend there. Because if you're just doing it to make it look pretty, and you're not going to use it, then, maybe just really keep it simple.
Okay.
But if you're going to use the space and invest in the space and some of the online resources, like for outdoor, like you said, the sectionals, those brown woven with 1-inch cushions that'll last. It's disposable. Outdoor furniture needs to be of decent quality because it sits outside 365 and gets the elements. And unless you're going to cover it, which no one ever does, it's going to get trashed. And I live right on the beach, and I have a rooftop deck, and it's fully exposed. It's all the elements 365, and I bought good stuff. I had new cushions made 2 years ago, and they're perfect shape. It's just buying quality.
Yeah, I got a nice sectional. Well, thankfully my outdoor space has a overhang. It's actually it won't get a lot of sunlight.
That's good.
It's open, so like if it's a really windy rain, it'll get.
Yeah,
but
well, it's outdoor.
All that windy rain we get here in LA.
right?
No, once in a while though, it's not much, but.
When that plastic chair blows over, we will rebuild.
No plastic.
Are we missing anything else for the outdoor space that we should be?
Lighting is super important outdoors.
Oh, yeah, outdoor lighting.
Yeah, so outdoor lighting's super nice. That a lot of great solar options now. But I love to any trees that you have, uplight those. Just it's beautiful. It's mood lighting.
It is actually life changing outdoor lighting.
And then
Overnight, since owning a home, I've turned into kind of old man, old lady. I don't know. Like I bought a couch I don't want people to sit on, a rug I don't want people to
Well,
stand
is
on.
your couch what? Did I see your-
And I
on
only
your-
play old French music on Alexa. I really, because you might as well call me, Dorothy.
I love it, Dorothy.
Well, did you buy a white couch? Did I see that on
I
Questions
have a
with
white
Nick?
couch and a white rug.
Yeah.
I can't. I could never.
And it's so good. The rug is so soft.
And you have no pets, right?
I've no.
Don't get a pet
I'm thinking
now.
about getting a dog.
Get a white one.
And never let it outside. Make sure it knows how to clean off its feet.
And make it wear socks.
Yeah.
But I had my friends Demi and Cassie over, and I was like, "Don't just be." Yeah, I'm like, I don't just stand
Yeah.
over
Just
Just stand
there.
in the corner.
I got to chill out a little bit.
You
but
need to, yeah. Otherwise, what's the point?
But I got the carpet is it's the carpet. I'm sorry, the
rug.
couch.
Oh.
You can spill wine on. Apparently, that'll hold demo.
I did that last night.
What?
Did.
Oh,
Let's be honest. You do that every night.
do you have any great tricks of like how to get stains out of rugs and couches?
He's like, yeah, hire someone.
I do my spilling on the balcony, so I just hose it down.
Great.
Hashtag truth.
It is the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. That's not his
I
department.
think the trick is that you need to live your life. And, you spill, it's part of the story. And you can always get stuff fixed and repaired, and but if you can't live your life, especially these days, and enjoy what you have and the time you've got, drink up and be careful.
Yeah. Don't buy white couches.
I'm okay with the white couch. I think it's great just to
It
just
gives
live
me
in
so
it.
much
Just use
anxiety.
it.
Well, I have floors, as you saw that like it. I mean, what my favorite thing about them is they're currently as of this morning filthy with the moving and people
Sure.
walking around, and you can't they look shiny and clean. There's those types of
Right.
floors that like just hide dirt.
Yeah, and
right?
the Swiffer will be your best friend.
Yeah, but with the rug, it's just like you can wear shoes in my house for the most part. It's like I can't see it, and I'll just have to mop or whatever. But when it comes to the rug, that's no shoe. Like
It's a
just
no
just take
shoe.
your goddamn shoes off.
Then you
It's
should
real-
get a nice basket and put it next to the sofa.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So it kind of has that. Doesn't feel like
Ooh, a nice basket,
Yeah.
like behind the couch almost.
wherever it's not in the
And people
out
put their shoes there.
Or you could pull it out when you're having guests. But if you wouldn't mind, pop your shoes in there.
Yeah.
You could also do a fun thing like buy a bunch of new just little half socks, and throw those in there, and give them to people.
Ooh, I like that.
You know?
I was thinking of putting a sign out that says, "If you spill on my couch, don't apologize, just leave."
Or pay for it.
Yeah.
Or pay for
Okay,
it.
fine.
Maybe you should just take a deposit from your guests when they come over.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
We're not going to run your card. We're
Yeah,
just
we're just gonna hold that deposit until you leave.
Yeah. Put your credit card information
Yeah.
if you want to sit on the couch.
So you'll be having the white wine tonight. I don't trust you.
Right.
Like, yeah.
What was the? You've done a lot of renovating projects. What was like the biggest? What was one that you were most proud of because you were like, I can't. I don't think this is gonna work. Or
wow.
Did you have any of those where you ever doubted the outcome going into it?
I mean, we always on Extreme Makeover.
Yeah.
We had such an amazing group, a crew that I never felt like we weren't. We did have one time we built a home for orphan girls in Baltimore, and it was 8,000 square feet, which was one of the biggest things we'd ever done, and had all this crazy doors that flipped around and nonsense, and it poured rain for 7 days.
Yeah.
Nonstop. It was raining inside the house, and they were bringing in people from the other crews and had to go an extra day, and part of the house wasn't finished, one of the only times it ever happened. But overall, I mean, we had it dialed in,
Yeah.
and it was actually the opposite feeling. Like you come in the next morning after being gone, you cannot believe what happened in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The house actually wasn't built in 7 days. It was actually built in 4.
109 hours,
Yeah.
I think, is what they call it.
Because you do like demo and stuff beforehand, build the house, and then like they would come home.
And then, like, I would get to turn the house over to the designer. Like, I would have less than 24 hours to take it from, okay, you got inspection, here's the keys, to the fully layered house, fully furnished, art hung, blah, 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 blah.
Every
blah.
little piece of everything.
And that would be a 24-hour gig for me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was crazy.
was crazy.
I watched some stuff back yesterday, just kind of like reminiscing, and it was the airplane into the side of the house.
Oh yeah, I put a fuselage of an airplane in the people's kitchen.
Yeah. It's like when they came
As you
home, like
do.
the kitchen, the side of the house was like an airplane.
It was really, so you walked in the front door and it was the outside, the silver part with the windows.
Sure.
And then you walked into the kitchen, and then that was actually the breakfast room. And the family was into flying. They flew to Haiti missions to feed children and get clean water for them.
That was so
So
rad.
they were so
That was
into
a rad
planes.
one.
We got this piece of a plane, and
Like, imagine your kitchen was just like half of your kitchen was a plane.
we did some crazy shit on that show.
But it really kind of speaks to what you big subscribe in is, think about what you like and what's important to you and what you're passionate about. And that's how it should be your kind of motivation when you decorate.
Well, you know what? Because it really can change the way you feel every day. And,
Yeah.
and design can make a difference. Chrissy, you sent over some questions, and one thing how can a design change someone's life? And we did a house here in Redondo Beach, California, for a police officer named Christina Rapati, who was shot through, like when her armpit went through her vest. She paralyzed from the waist down. She just had a baby. Long story short, we did her home. And we did a nursery for them. And she was never able to put her little baby to bed or get it because of the crib. So we took a regular crib and modified it and made it so she could wheel up to it with a door that hinged, and she could open this door up and she could sit with her baby in bed. And I mean, that's how design can change someone's life.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really neat. I mean, I'm the biggest offender of just like having something. At least I did before I moved. I'm trying to not go there, and and I will make the mistake too, is I get really excited, right? First couple weeks designing, I rush, and then I have lived in an apartment before for 2 years where something has sat in a corner that I put there after moving in for a week, and I just left it there. I hate it. It bugs me, but I just fucking do it, and I don't know why I just put up
That's
with
not
those
you.
things.
That's not you. That's everybody.
Okay, well, that makes me feel better.
I just want to
why
say,
do people do that?
because they're complacent. They're complacent. And when we get so used to seeing things in our house, one of the great tips that I like to give people is to move stuff around and change things and try things in different rooms. But this one is super easy. You take everything off of your cabinets, countertops, bookcases, whatever. You clean it, and clean the piece that it was sitting on. But then you go through your house and redistribute those things. So, you've got a new house. It's pretty minimalist, but most people have layers and layers of clutter and crap and things, and they're sitting on the counter. They're sitting here under this. I've got this between the chair. And when you start discovering that stuff, which is something I did in the beginning of the quarantine, and I got rid of crazy amounts of stuff. And it's just you just want to put things out that you love, that bring you joy, that mean something to you, or they have function. But we all have stuff layered everywhere that we don't want, don't care for, don't like, and don't need.
But it was just there, so you kept it.
Yeah. So clean it, move it around. If you don't like it, put it under the bed. If you, I want to get that whatever it is out, you'll get it out. But once it's out of sight, it's out of mind.
Yeah, well, like why do people hold on to things? It's just like, well, I bought it once. I might need it again in the future.
Yeah. I have that problem with clothes.
You do?
Oh, bad. I buy a lot of clothes.
You do?
And I have more clothes. The other day I was staring at one of my closets. I've got like 50 suits and 10 tuxedos. And I mean, where am I going to wear this? I was thinking about going to Ralph's the other day in a tuxedo just for the hell of it.
Yeah, just put your tuxedo on, hold your Emmy, and walk around the streets for fun. It'll be great. That would be so great. I just needed to do this for today.
You know what? I think I miss wearing suits.
Me too.
I'm definitely a suit snob.
And I love
I
it
have no
because
reason to.
You put it on and it's so easy and you're looking dapper.
Yeah, I mean, in my sales day, I used to iron a shirt every day, and I'd wear a suit to work every day. I miss that, but I might just go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Do you boys wear I think you do it, but do you wear like like sneakers with suits. I love a guy with a
I've been
sneaker
doing
with
that.
a
I got
shoe.
some really nice leather sneakers.
Yeah, I've got a pair of black leather slip-ons with a white sole that I
Yeah.
like with a skinny suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've pulled it off.
That's
a
so
couple
much
times.
hotter than if you're coming up with some shiny tuxedo shoes.
It depends on the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What is she?
I'm just saying.
I mean,
Don't look at me.
You're wearing a dress, which is amazing, which matches my shirt.
Which, yes.
So like I'll do that when what you're talking about, if we're transitioning to fashion, you can tell me if I'm getting this right. I'll do the suit with like a t-shirt or an open collar with a tennis shoe when it's like an event where not everyone's wearing a suit.
Right.
So then I'm actually a little bit dressed up. I dress it down with the
100%.
sneakers as opposed to like some sort of black tux.
Right.
Then I'm not doing it because then I'm dressed down. I'm like I'm stepped up in a fashionable way.
The trick is for me is always to be a little bit more dressed up than anybody else.
Yeah, just a tad.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
But I miss it so much.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go to Whole Foods wearing a
We should have a
Go see your massage person at Whole Foods.
we
wearing
should have
something
a
fancy.
party where everyone meets at Whole Foods at like 5:00 in black tie.
That would be so fun.
Like senior hour. It's black tie hour.
the problem with the event, like you could really have from a face mask standpoint a very fashionable face mask with a tux. I don't know, maybe
Like a formal.
a formal
Yeah.
what are those?
The red carpets are coming. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Who's going to go to a red carpet?
We're doing them.
You are?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of like kids' rooms, babies' rooms, I hope to be a dad someday. What are some important things when it comes to decorating your kids' rooms?
Knowing when to stop.
That's
Explain.
like so much. Well, because you can spend so much money. Is it even
Yeah,
worth it? Like, the kid doesn't care.
I think when there's, in that age from like maybe 3 to 7, you can get a little crazy. But the kids need to have their own flavor in there too. So like everyone wants to pick a theme and just go ballistic on it, which God knows I have done on TV many, many times, but because I was forced to. But I think a kid's room should be not just about, trains or princesses. It should tell, the kid's life and have some stuff in there and be functional. And, apparently they need a desk these days.
yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's just don't over theme it out. Go lightly with any theme,
Less is more.
Yes. Ty Pennington used to check in as Less is More. That was his pseudo name when he'd check into a hotel. So
Yep.
Mine was Morris More.
More is more.
But yeah, definitely less,
Less
is
is
more.
more.
And in any room, just give yourself space to breathe. So it's not just full of stuff and clutter, because kids are going to bring their own clutter regardless. So just give them space.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Any other best practice tips or tricks in general that I haven't even thought of? Like you're just like almost like every time you're dealing with a client, you're having to remind them of this, or you see mistakes people make.
Patience.
Patience is your
Patience and
God, it's hard for me.
patience and budget and sense of knowing what you will spend. Because every client, what client's going to be like, oh, it's an extra $10,000. That's no problem. That doesn't happen. So if you want to be realistic, you should see what sofas cost. Just go shopping, go online, get a ballpark, and then set your goal. Okay, I'm going to spend $2,500 or whatever it is. And then you see that sofa that you want that's $3,000 when you've set that $2,500 goal. Wait for it, save for it. It's going to mean that much more to you, because these are the things that we're living with 24/7 now more than ever. So I just believe take your time, invest, and minimize. Edit. I like the word edit.
Edit.
Yeah, a lot. You have to edit what's in there, what you choose. Just keep it, the simpler the better, because we need to live our lives. And when it's full of stuff, which we all have, everybody has it, but just try to keep it to the minimum.
Any things we haven't covered with Michael before we get into Do You Know Me?
No, I just think Michael's had some really cool life experiences.
Thank you.
Like that. Yeah.
I have. I'm super
Like
blessed.
I was telling Nick, I was like watching your stuff with Kobe, like the people that we were blessed to meet and be on
my
that show
God.
with, and the experiences that you've had in relation to design. That like it's kind of just
Yeah, what
crazy
are-
to think like Michelle Obama is like coming to design a house, or Rihanna, like doing those kind of things with those people.
Yeah.
It
Do you
just
have
kinda-
any cool celebrity design stories for us?
I mean, we worked with so many on Extreme Makeover.
Yeah.
Mariah,
Most people don't get to use
Yeah.
design to save
Who is your
lives.
favorite and least favorite person to?
Well, I designed a room for this family whose dad was dying. They were a musical family, and I didn't know he was coming. But so anyway, there's just sort of a conservatory, 2-story like glass room in this house, and I got a hold of a killer grand piano. And then I put a call out to the community. I said, bring me your old and unused brass instruments, horns and what have you. And so that people brought all this stuff. And I had it all sprayed out, lacquered in white. And I did like a spiral thing coming down from the ceiling with these instruments coming down to the top of the piano.
Jeez.
Then Stevie Wonder shows up. And so we go in and we're in this room, and he sang for the family. Then they sent us in. And I go in and I'm standing behind him, and he's here and I'm there, and he goes, "Oh, you're Michael." He knew my voice. So that for me was like just a crazy goosebump. Like,
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder knows my name.
Your voice.
My voice. I get that a lot though.
You have a great voice.
I'll be in the market or something, and they're like, "Are you the guy?"
Truth.
But I mean, those are super special experiences.
Should we do
Do you know it?
yeah.
What is it?
Well, Michael, I'm glad you asked. It's a fun game.
I love fun games.
Chrissy should win this game since she's worked with you, knows you. I just
Yes.
met you. And it's just a real easy game. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Don't answer aloud right away. Think about your answer. We are going to guess the answer, along with our audience likes to play along. They're in their cars.
It's just like Cards Against Nick.
yeah.
Except it's called Do You Know Me?
Do you know me? You need a theme song for that.
He's
Do you know me? With Michael Moloney, world-renowned interior
World-renowned
design
interior.
expert.
yes.
Especially in this part of the
Yeah,
world.
that's part of the world.
Has Michael ever been wasted on an airplane? Wasted, not buzzed. Like
Like, what do you mean by wasted? Like falling asleep wasted? Like
wasted
laughing and
is
having a
like
good
you're
time?
just like I was fucking drunk.
Okay.
Wow. I don't mean like you have to do anything terrible, but you were.
I'm gonna say Michael's done a lot of travel.
I'm gonna say I'm a
That's
hard
a yes.
yes.
A hard yes.
Hard yes.
Said drunken yes. There was one flight to Paris where I may or may not have been cut off.
Wait, hold on. Let me put on my shocked face.
Yeah.
Question number 2. This is a good one.
I'm nervous.
Has Michael ever looked inside their friend's medicine cabinet? Could be a friend, someone you're dating, stranger, or a party, or you're the friend of the friend who goes there. You don't even. Have you ever looked at someone's medicine cabinet that wasn't yours?
I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna say yes because I feel like it's something we would do together.
Of course. But let me tell you a fun little trick. You take a stack of pennies or quarters, and you put them and you lean them so when someone opens your medicine cabinet at a party, they all fall on the floor. Or a bottle of pills, you could do that, and then so it all falls out. So you bust people for doing that at a party.
Oh, so if you have a party, get a stack of dimes, and just hang them
And
right
then you'll
off the
know
ledge.
someone's going into your things. So you know if you invited Michael over. Put a stack of quarters
I'm
in
just
there.
looking for their prescriptions, okay?
Would you go through someone's medicine cabinet?
No.
I wouldn't go through it. I might peek.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Have you
haven't.
ever?
No, I have not.
No.
No, I don't want to be that person.
I know.
I would be that person
Sorry,
at
no.
someone's a random person's house, but I probably wouldn't be that person at a friend's house.
If you got-
exactly.
If you got caught, would you just leave, or how would you face the music?
If I was at Mariah Carey's house, I'd be like, "What is this bitch taking?"
No,
And then I
I mean,
wouldn't care.
I'd be mortified. But she's right. At a friend's house, not so much.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't want to see what's in there at a friend's house.
I don't need to know that much.
Question number 3. Can Michael name all 5 Spice Girls? The Spice names will suffice.
I mean,
Not like they're like Victoria Beckham.
well, like there's Sporty Spice and like those
Yeah,
kind of
the
things.
Spice names.
Oh,
Not like they're not their given names. If you can name
Their
all their
Spice
names, then like
character.
their Spice character. All the spices.
I'm gonna say
I'm gonna say
no.
no.
I'm gonna say he's gonna forget a spice.
Parsley,
Parsley spice.
rosemary, sage,
Come on,
thyme, and posh.
yeah, and posh.
Posh, scary, baby,
Yeah,
scary.
It's a scary spice?
Yeah.
Scary spice, posh spice, baby spice, and the 2 backup spices.
Sporty Spice
Sporty spice,
and ginger. Isn't it ginger spice?
not ginger spice.
What's the red hair one? Anyway,
Red-headed step spice.
step spice.
Does Michael make a particular face every time they look at themselves in the mirror? Do you have a mirror face? Of course he does.
I'm gonna say he does too.
Of course he
I don't
does.
know if he does, but I'm gonna say he does.
Everyone does.
I'm sure I do, but what I do know I have is phone face.
What's phone face?
It's not pretty.
The selfie, like a selfie?
No, I make this like,
when you're on the phone.
yeah, my friends call me out on it. It's not pretty. I do this sort of scowled weird thing, and
What's your mirror face, Nick?
It's I'm not proud of it. It's like, yeah, a little squint,
It works.
you're kind of giving off what you think you want people to see.
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm always like, why can't I look like that in pictures? Like, what am I doing wrong?
It's because we don't get to choose the pictures that people put out there. That's why.
Yeah. Well, also you always have the friend, like you always have to have the friend who wants to take a picture of you, like people would take a picture of them.
Right.
Gotta care. Care.
Or
And
then-
also when a friend asks you to take a picture, you'll save yourself time by just giving a shit for 30 seconds.
Right.
Because they're gonna ask you to do it again if you just go.
If somebody comes up to you and they ask for a picture, do you ever take the camera and just take the picture? Because you know it can make it happen a lot faster.
Yeah, and I take the time and I frame it
Yeah.
out, and I'm just like, I give them
Yeah.
a little direction.
Yeah.
It's like 5 seconds of effort.
Yeah.
Throwing a few selfies of yourself for them to later.
Do the twinkle.
Yeah. Does Michael have anyone's picture in their wallet?
In his wallet.
I'm gonna say no. I think
someone's picture.
people don't do that anymore. It's called a phone.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think your wallet's probably small and fashion-y. Like can't hold a picture.
Yeah, no, never have I. I'm gonna have my picture on my driver's license. That's it.
If you did have a picture in your wallet, it'd probably be of your dog.
Final question:
Oh, should have brought him.
Does Michael believe in any conspiracy theories?
Are you an Earth is flatter? This flat person? I don't think so.
Do I look like? No,
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say no.
no, not at all. I like to pull the cover back on all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist either.
I feel like I'm too. Don't want to sound arrogant, but too well educated. Like I educate myself. I read. I watch television. I watch the news. Like
Well, your conspiracy theorists would argue that they do all of those things as well.
yes.
Yes.
And they do that to make me think what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
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 There's some jacked up people out there.
I'm going to remain quiet on this question.
Michael, this has been so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Thank
I
you.
learned a lot. Any final thoughts? I know you don't rush. I think number one,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to every once in a while move things around.
Move things around. Don't be afraid to go outside your comfort zone. But I think most of all, just enjoy the process.
Designing your home is a lot like dating, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Take your time, move things around, enjoy the process,
You're not always going to get it right.
You're not going to get it right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much love, but dating.
But you know the end game. The end game is to, have a solid, successful.
Don't be afraid to admit to yourself you made a little bit mistake. You got to readjust.
And you can return it if you don't like it.
Kind of goes together. Yeah. When it's been sitting in the corner and you hate it, get rid of it.
When you're done with it.
But also respect it while it leaves.
Quietly. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's been a ton of fun.
It's totally fun.
Where can people find you? Your stores? Anything? How promote yourself?
I'm not a big promoter.
He's not.
I've never been a big promoter. I mean, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I don't tweet.
Yeah.
I really have never been a huge
promoter.
No, it's funny. It really hasn't been my thing, but you can always find me on Facebook and Instagram.
Great. Well, I appreciate it. This has been a ton of fun. Thanks for all the tips you've given me.
Thank you, and good luck. Enjoy the rest of your process.
I appreciate it. And all the people decorating their homes, take the time to make sure you love where you live.
Especially now. Yeah.
Especially now, if you're looking at that thing in your house and just makes you mad, get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. And I say this knowing that I've done that a lot.
Everybody can hear us right now.
Everyone.
No, they're going to go home, or they are home, and they're looking at something being, why is that here? Why do I have that in my house? And if you get rid of it, one last tip, and I said it before, just put it out of sight. And if you don't think about it ever again, or you don't really want to put it back out, then time to move on.
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. We will see you back on Monday for our Ask Nick episode. Don't forget to send your questions at asknick@castme.com, cast with the K. And until then, have a great week.